Hey buddy, eyes up here.
Hey, buddy, eyes up here.
I'm not messing around, I'm doing important stuff. Like reviewing this movie. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Movie Buddy. I'm your host, Josh Blumenkrantz, and today I am reviewing Superman. As we all know, the story of Superman, like he's one of the big heroes that DC has to offer, right next to Batman and a few others. But yeah, Superman, he's the godlike hero, like he's invincible, he shoots laser vision, he's strong, all of that. But we've seen different variations of his story from time to time. But what about a modern adaptation? And that's when you call James Gunn. And the last movie that Gunn did was The Suicide Squad. And he has a knack for really getting comedy along with a little bit of drama mixed into his stories. Like he did Guardians of the Galaxy, the Suicide Squad, obviously. So like the man knows like how to do a genre comic book film by now. So when he kind of became the CEO of DC and like made a whole like power move, it's like when everything kind of changed. And like this is the true test of like where is he going to take this franchise of comic book films going forward? And I have to say, I think he did a really great job with this. This is a Superman story that I think a lot of comic book readers wanted to see for a long time. I think they wanted to see Superman be kind of, vulnerable, have a little bit of comedy, have a little bit of bravery more to him, but just have like a human, but in a hero godlike form to be invested in overall. And I just thought it was really good. It was Superman for a modern time. It has like war, it has like immigration, has a lot to do with politics and like presidency, all the stuff that we have going on today, but in a Superman movie, which we have not really seen ever, or maybe little parts of it, but not that often. Now, having said that, this movie is a lot of fun. Like I was getting Spider-Man 1 Sam Raimi version like vibes from this movie. Like I just felt like, except that Superman, he's already a master of his powers, where Spider-Man, he kind of like had to come into his own and he was learning about his powers. But yeah, this movie is kind of trusting the audience history with Superman. So like it doesn't go into like really flashbacks or kind of like, starts from the beginning. It's going out of order, kind of starting in the middle, which is kind of new for like a Superman movie. And it was just really cool to see like that aspect. Like, we're going very fast paced in this movie. Like we're going like from one location to another. Like the movie like moves very quickly that like the history is mentioned in conversation, but it just goes really forward into like the next plot point, so that way it's not repetitive. The first hour is basically set up. You have the Fortress of Solitude, you have the Daily Planet, you have Luthor Corp, you have Lois and Clark's relationship, and you have basically Superman saving the city. So that's all part of like the first hour until we finally get the big twist, and that kind of changes everything a little bit. Like Superman has to clear his name, and that's the main plot of this movie. It's just like Superman has to clear his name. He needs to show that he's not bad, that he's a good guy, and he's here to help the humans on Earth. The pacing in that first hour, it was just so weird. It was so like messy. Like there were just so many characters. They didn't give enough screen time to a bunch of them, just except for like the few main ones. But yeah, I just felt like it was fast paced, but also slow at the same time. It was just kind of hard for me to like kind of find my footing with this movie. There's even another dimension involved, and it kind of turns into John Wick a little bit. So if you've seen that movie, you kind of know where I'm going with this. But yeah, finally, like when he gets out of that dimension, that's when the movie picks up. That's when this movie soars to like incredible heights. Like I was just amazed at the like character development, the like time that it takes to like really get the action going, to show that like Superman is Superman. Like he's the hero, he's the guy, like he's the one that like fights for justice and for like all the humans, and like he's just gonna go and save the day. David Corenswet, perfect casting. This guy, he shows strength, he shows kindness, he shows humanity. Like this is the kind of thing that you want Superman to have, and like he was amazing in this movie. Like I was so captivated from beginning to end with him. He just like he had comedy, being Clark Kent. He's kind of like a nerd, like working at the Daily Planet, like as a reporter. Like he has to interview himself, like just all these little jokes. That's the thing. This movie is so funny because of David. Like he has so much comedy and charisma. Like this guy is the guy. Like he was fantastic, and I just loved everything he was doing in this movie. Rachel Brosnahan steps from Marvelous Mrs. Maisel to Lois Lane, and oh my god, she was so amazing in this movie. Like she's a different kind of Lois Lane that we see. Like she's very independent, she holds her own, She has very big, strong views, like with like politics and the news. And Superman, of course, like they have very good chemistry, like Lois and Superman together. And I just wish there was more of them in this movie. That's the problem. Like they only had like a few scenes together overall, and I just wanted more time spent with them. Like they kind of separate for a while until they kind of get back together. I just wish the movie was longer for that aspect alone. Like I loved Lois Lane and Superman's relationship in this movie. It was really cool. And she's involved in the plot, but then she kind of just takes like a backseat. Like I just kind of wish she kind of helped with the action later on in the movie. But I mean, she's involved enough. But again, I just wanted more Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane kicking ass. Crypto was so adorable. I love dogs, and just like seeing this dog in this movie as a hero kind of sidekick character was fantastic. Like he really came and saved the day. He was very reckless and like all over the place. But yeah, Crypto, like James Gunn knows how to create a very good CGI character that you just want to love, and like Crypto is no exception. Like Crypto, I wanted more Crypto. The Daily Planet scenes were fine, but again, like you don't really focus that much on the characters there. Like there's like very funny moments, like Skylar as Jimmy, like he's very cool. But just like the other characters, they kind of pop in and out, and like there's not enough of a relationship with like Lois and Clark for me to really care about them ultimately. And Luthor Corp, like it was a cool environment to see like the engineer and like Ultraman. Ultraman as a villain, very good. You'll see why later in the movie. But yeah, like just and of course you have Sarah Sampaio playing Eve, who is like Lex Luthor's girlfriend, but having an affair with like Jimmy. She was funny with her whole like selfie thing and just kind of whining all the time with the comedy. It was great. But of course, the real standout at Luthor Corp is of course Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult, and of course, no surprise, he's an amazing villain. What he does, he just takes it very seriously, like the drama, the envy that he feels towards Superman. Like he just wants to be king of like the world. Like he wants to take over everything. He's rich, but like he wants more, and he is very thorough with his evil plans. Like he studied Superman for about 25 years, and like he knows his every move. So it's kind of cool that he has the technology at his disposal to kind of focus in on his arch nemesis to kind of take him down. So and Nicholas Hoult is like a little bit frightening in some moments. Like I believe this guy is like unhinged, he's crazy, but it's not over the top. It's just right. I love Nicholas Hoult and everything that he does, and of course, I can't wait to see what he does next because fantastic actor. Gotta mention the Justice Gang. I mean, you got Nathan Fillion playing Green Lantern. You have Isabella Merced playing Hawkgirl, and you got Edie Gathegi playing Mr. Terrific, who honestly surprised me. I didn't realize like that part was going to be that big in the movie and the plot point, but man, he was great. Like I want to see this actor do more things. Edie was really good. Like he had the comedy, he had the smarts. Like he just knew what to do. He's like, just like stand back. I'm Mr. Terrific, okay? So like he just came to play. Like he just knows what to do. Also, you have Anthony Carrigan, who comes in like a little bit later, but like he helps by changing elements. That was a cool power to see. Like I haven't really seen that much like in superhero movies, so that was cool. Nice element and dynamic between all of these people in this movie. But I just wish I had more. I wish I had more Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl. I feel like Nathan Fillion had the most out of all of these people, except for maybe Anthony Carrigan. But a really cool dynamic. I know some of them are going to pop up in like Peacemaker season 2, so there'll probably be more of them there. But I just want either their standalone movies or for them to be more involved in the next one because they were all great. Technical elements for this movie, I really enjoyed the music. They kind of harken back to like John Williams' classic Superman score, but kind of making it more grand and epic because like it's a big comic book movie that's like modern times. So that was cool. The cinematography was good. I just didn't like the choice of color tone for the outside scenes. I don't know why these comic book movies do these weird, very dull and opaque kind of colors. I just wanted more bright and poppy. Like this movie seems so bright and poppy from the surface, and like just note wise, it all works. But I just kind of wanted more of that. And then the action sequences are actually really good. Like him flying, like I felt it. I felt it. It wasn't too like CW or too like Zack Snyder like CGI. Like all of it just like worked for me on a grand scale, and it was kind of a lot of memorable. It's like him like saving like the squirrel and like the Justice Gang like fighting the big like Katsu like you know Godzilla type thing. Like all those like sequences, they really worked for me like as a whole, and like it just made this movie like grander than it needed to be. Final thoughts for this movie are basically that James Gunn, he's done it again. Like I trust him. Like some people weren't, and some people have different variations of opinion on his movies, but I like him. I think he's really good. He likes to stay true to character, and he has a good balance between comedy and drama. And this one, I think, is his best film with heart compared to like maybe Guardians, the first one, the Guardians of the Galaxy one. But like, I just really enjoyed what he had to offer here. Like his fresh take on Superman. This is the Superman that everyone has been waiting for. Not too dark, not too over the top. It was just right. Like it just had comedy, charm, and overall heart. And it kind of had a really good message. And that message is kindness. Kindness rules overall. Like, don't forget to be kind to your neighbor, to your loved ones, to people in public society, because it goes a long way. And I think a lot of us tend to forget that. And that's the message of this movie. I've seen this movie twice now, and while I really enjoyed it the second time, I'm still at the same grade. I think I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Like, it's a very good superhero movie. It's going to be fun for the whole family and just anyone who's a Superman fan in general. I saw this movie twice in IMAX, and will I see it a third time? Maybe in Dolby? I don't know. Not right away because I saw it 2 times in 24 hours, but yeah, this movie is fun. It's a blast. I had a very good time with it. In terms of Oscar potential, maybe visual effects, but I think it's just going to barely make the short list and just not make it in the end. But I mean, we'll see. Maybe it can get that nomination and maybe a sound, but I'm not holding my breath for this one. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Superman. If you like what you heard, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on the channel. I greatly appreciate your feedback and your support. And remember, when you go to the movies, bring your buddy and talk about movies. Until next time, bye.